This story comes from a listener in Pennsylvania. He swears every word is true. I'll let you decide for yourself. Black Hollow Road, a lonely stretch of asphalt, hidden between endless rows of trees. Locals say if you drive there after dark, you'll feel eyes on you. And at the center of it all sits the Miller House, an abandoned farmhouse that no one dares to enter. It was the summer of 2012. Tyler was 23 years old, restless, curious, and a little too reckless. That night, he and his friends, Jake, Morgan, and Chris, decided to see the Miller House for themselves. The drive was long and quiet, only the hum of the car and the woods pressing in on both sides. When they finally pulled up, the house looked exactly like the stories described. 2 stories tall, windows shattered, the porch sagging into the dirt, a silhouette against the moonlight. It looked less like a home and more like a warning, but they didn't turn back. They laughed, grabbed their flashlights, and pushed open the door. Inside, the smell hit them first. Dust, mold, that thick, choking air that clings to your throat. Furniture sat where it had been left decades ago. Chairs broken, curtains shredded, a cold fireplace yawning wide against one wall. At first, it was just another abandoned house, until Morgan raised her light and froze. The walls were covered in scratches, not random marks, handprints, dozens of them, small, tiny, like the hands of children. They laughed it off nervously, probably kids sneaking in, but the air grew heavier, thicker, like the walls themselves were watching. Chris grinned. "Let's check the basement," he said. They followed, not wanting to look scared. The wooden steps creaked under their weight, each one echoing into the dark. At the bottom sat an old rocking chair, and it was moving, back and forth, back and forth. No one touched it. Jake forced a laugh. "It's just a draft." But when Tyler shined his light straight at it, the chair stopped, like someone's hand had grabbed it still. The silence that followed was unbearable. And then they heard it. From upstairs, children, laughing. They ran, bolted up the steps. But the front door, the door they had left wide open, was now sealed shut. Morgan threw her weight against it. Nothing. She grabbed a chair, hurled it at the window. The glass shattered, then sealed itself again. Perfect. Whole. Like it had never been touched. Their flashlights flickered. Every blink showed more handprints, spreading, crawling across the walls, up the ceiling, filling the house. And then they saw her. At the top of the staircase stood a little girl. White dress, hair hanging over her shoulders. Her face was pure shadow, except for her eyes. 2 glowing points of light. She began to move down, not walking, sliding. Her feet never touched the steps. She tilted her head, and in a whisper that cut through the silence, she said, "They never let me leave." Darkness swallowed everything. Tyler felt cold breath at his ear. Slow, steady. He spun with his flashlight. 3 children were standing around him. Faces hollow. Empty black pits where eyes should be. Tyler screamed, and suddenly, all of them were outside, thrown into the middle of the road, the house looming behind them in perfect silence, as if nothing had happened at all. The next morning, Tyler returned for his car. It was parked exactly where he had left it, but the hood was smeared with dozens of muddy little handprints. Sticky, fresh. He never went back to Black Hollow Road, and to this day, he tells people that house doesn't keep people, it keeps their souls. So, was it just a story or something darker? If you ever find yourself near Black Hollow Road, don't stop. And for God's sake, don't go inside the Miller house.